Hello and welcome to Interactive Distractions, episode number 465. My name is Chris Riccio. Right next to me is Mr. Travis Baum.
Hello.
Next to him is Mr. Jason A. Striker.
Yo, that's me.
And all the way on the other end is Mr. Geoff Chorney.
What up, guys?
And we are going to talk to you about some video games. And we got some news later on too, but Geoff said he had something to start out with for us. So I think I'm going to pass it to Geoff. What's up, man? How you doing?
Not much. I feel like I haven't been here in like forever.
Yeah.
Missed the last few.
Yeah. Good to have you back.
Thank you. Came down with a man cold last week. That
a man cold?
Baby.
What is a man cold? The man flu. What is that compared to like the regular flu?
It's
so much worse, Chris.
It's way worse, Chris. It's literally like the flu with a cold.
Flu with a cold. Okay.
Times like, I don't know. What do you say, guys? Like 46 probably, somewhere around there?
Well, that's what it feels like in our head.
Yeah.
Feels that bad because it's a minor cold, but women are so much more resilient than guys are because they have to go through so much physical crap like their entire life. So for us, like we don't have to go through hardly anything. We don't have to go through anything. So it's like the slightest inconvenience. We're like, I need someone maternal. Like just have to.
And if we have a partner spouse, that's at the ready, it's even worse at that point because it's like you need to perform for them. They need to know how you feel.
How bad?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I let T know like every hour that I was dying.
So it's just a cold and then man drama.
It's the man cold. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So gotcha.
Yes. Like she had it.
I'm glad that. So she had the regular cold.
She had the regular cold, and then it mutates when it finds a male host, right? And then it just.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. It just
science.
Attacks and just tears you apart.
You're basically an X-Man.
Pretty with none of the upside.
None of the upside.
Hey, real quick,
powers.
Are you guys watching that X-Men 97?
I'm waiting until more.
I started.
I hear it's.
I started watching it.
It has no business being as good as it is. Like it's pretty awesome. So good. I thought it was going to be super episodic and formulaic, like the Saturday morning cartoon.
Sure.
Like it continues off of each other. Episode off of episode. It is a
now. This is super. They picked up and continued the '90s show, right?
They did, and also like the maturity level of the show evolved with the fan base because like like it evolved with us. So like
we were all like teenagers and at the time.
Okay. It was like early '90s.
Now it's very mid-90s.
Yeah. So
did they explain bringing Morph back? Because like the way that it was in the original
they explained
cartoon,
it in the original,
he just kind of goes off on his own, and he's like, maybe I'll be back, whatever. I got some shit to deal with.
Morph's just there.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just there. It's kind of
same with Bishop. They haven't addressed that either, but but
it's really, really good. Yeah, waiting for more episodes is probably a pretty good move too. That episodic stuff is for the birds, man. I need all my content.
Yeah, that's how Disney Plus gets you. It's like they want you to
I don't mind it, to be honest, man.
Well,
I kind of like
nice
that.
Having something to look forward to. Yeah.
It's so you keep your subscription. It's so you don't just sign up for a month, binge watch everything, and then let it expire.
I know,
right?
So, I know. They got
that's fine. I mean, there's other stuff on there I'm watching.
I mean, I have it too. So I'm still waiting for Bad Batch to finish up. Bad Batch finishes up in early May.
Yeah, they're like 8 or 9 episodes in, I think.
Something like that. All I know is that Asajj Ventress is coming back, and she apparently died. So I had to go and read that book to find out what happened so that I could... Okay, we're getting way off on a tangent. We were originally talking about Geoff and his man flu.
So I'm almost over that. It's been a week. I finally started to get over that early this week, so like Monday, Tuesday. I'm feeling much better now. Just a little bit more of the just some phlegminess in the nose. That's pretty much it now. So I'm good. I fended off death. So
cool.
Fended off. Okay.
Tanya was a good
regular character. Cold.
She was
man drama.
Yeah. So I'm glad you guys understand. Unlike Chris.
Oh
yeah. Yeah, Chris is too tough. He doesn't know what the man cold is.
I apologize for having a good immune system.
That's got to be it. But what I did get, I invested in the new Sony Pulse Elite headset.
Cool.
Okay. Talk to me. I'm interested.
Normally, I would call you a sucker but because it's like a Sony branded thing, but they did just buy Odyssey, which is like a really high end, like headphone maker.
Magnetronics or whatever it's called.
Yeah, so they've got planar magnetic drivers on the inside, which are different than the regular speaker boom 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 kind of shaking drivers.
These are like the old ones.
Yeah, it's like a thin sheet of plastic that it's cool. It's a lot lighter and it's a lot more accurate. They sound really.
I think it's interesting that it has a mic, because this one doesn't. The previous one,
you can pull it out. You can keep it in there. It
doesn't make a difference.
It's a retractable mic.
Yeah.
Doesn't make a what, sorry?
It doesn't. Does it make a difference if you pull it out to the other people?
I don't really know. I pull it out just because.
Yeah.
I like to pull it out for everybody.
We're going down a whole rat hole. I mean, I love these things. They're super good, and this is the version before it. So, but you can see on the edge, the shit's tearing up. They're pretty old. So, I'm interested.
Yeah,
Geoff,
those are the ones I have.
Did you send me a defective product? I'm looking at Chris's headset. Is that what yours look forward to?
Yours are pretty. I mean, I use them a lot, but probably not as much as Chris. But yeah, they're good.
I'm on PlayStation probably more often than he is. So
yeah,
but you can use them on PC too.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yep. Yeah. Where was I going with that?
I'm a little bummed out you can't use them on the PlayStation Portal because I am slowly thinking that I want that.
No,
I'm slowly thinking I want it. I've actually been enjoying. Listen. Listen to me.
Travis, we will kick you off this goddamn show, Travis.
Listen to me. I have a space. I have a space for or a reason to have this technology in my house. I have good internet connection. I got the gigabit, and
I do
remote
too.
Play works. Look, remote play works really, really well for me. I don't have video game systems in multiple rooms. My video game system's in the main living room, so Melissa has to watch some TV too and have some time there. So that's when I usually take our iPod, put it in, set that in front of me, attach the controller to it, and then play remote play that way through the iPod, and it works really, really well, surprisingly well.
All right.
I think it would be easier, improve my quality of life to have the Portal in my hands and stuff like that. Because now that I know that the technology works really well for my situation, and it kind of makes domestic life a little bit easier for both of us. Yeah. I think it's a good purchase. So I understand on paper.
I think you should invest in instead of the PlayStation Portal. Invest in a foldable monitor, right? Like a tablet sized monitor and a long HDMI cable, and just plug that in whenever. You can have it set up on your coffee table. You can still use your same controllers. Don't have to fuck with that shit. And it's going to be a lot cheaper. So
that is true.
It's a workaround. It's a workaround.
I'd be interested in the foldable monitor that you're saying would be cheaper.
No, it's like a tablet type thing. The cover folds over. It's not the monitor actually folding in half or anything like that.
Gotcha. Okay.
But it covers it up and then it flips behind and becomes a stand or whatever. I've got one and they work pretty good. They do 1080p 60 and shit. So whatever.
So I'm thinking about it. Or I could save that money and get the Elgato prompter.
Hey.
That's a product I can get behind.
You can look all creepy at the camera.
That's a product that you would probably get more use out of. I'm just saying.
Probably so. Yeah. But yeah, Geoff sent me his original pulses and they're great.
Yeah. They are good. They were my second favorite headset. My first favorite were this Xbox Series wireless ones.
Sure.
In terms of sound quality, but also because they have I love the friggin' how easy it is to just adjust things on that. It's literally just the two earpieces are dials. You turn it up or down for volume, and the other side does chat versus game sound.
Is that for the new one or the Xbox one? Because you got
the Xbox one. That's the Xbox one. It's it's so friggin' handy. It's great. So I would have had that one first, but now that I've ever tried the Pulse Elites, that's probably my favorite headset I've ever used. It's really good, and I didn't think I would want see the difference or hear the difference. I guess did a shitload of research, watched a lot of reviews, a lot of comparisons, and it pretty much came down to everyone's like, yeah, it's worth the extra $50. if you want it. And I tried it, like the first time I used them, I was like, wow, it's
Nice.
definitely clearer, and that's saying something because they're already clear. The 3D pulse ones are already clear.
Great.
Yeah, and there's a noticeable clarity difference, especially in the highs and the small sounds. Like I booted up Spider-Man 2 just to see how that sounded with the New Game Plus in the beginning, and there's even like in the music, like the hi-hat in like music, you just hear so much better. It's just really for $50 difference. I was like, wow, that's
I bet that Final Fantasy soundtrack is popping.
It's so fucking loud. We'll get to that later, but that game is not that great in headphones. It's awesome. It's great. It's got it doesn't have the dial things like the Xbox headset does, but this one they do add where you can touch the power button 3 times and it pops up with the menu on the screen, so you can control it with your controller. So my one big complaint with the Pulse 3Ds is just fiddling and trying to find where all the dial, like all the buttons are on it. It's a pain. Like you really have to, like, it's muscle memory and you have to remember, and it's kind of a pain. And I like how this just added to just go boop boop boop, and you can just adjust it like right away, like all the equalizers and everything. It's awesome. And
so I do have one question
comfortable
about it. So does the mute button on on the controller control the headset now? Because that was something that didn't work on the Pulses.
That I don't know. I didn't know there's a mute button on the controller.
So the controller has a mute button on it.
Yeah.
Do I have one nearby? Okay.
And that's for if you're talking into the speaker.
Yeah, and I'm looking for.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
there is a mute button on the headset. That's easy to push, but
so this, like right below the PS button, trying to make it so you can hit that and it mutes, right? And but it mutes the mic here. It mutes this mic. Now, one of the things that's interesting is even though if I click this, it doesn't mute the headset mic. If I mute my headset, this lights up.
Interesting.
Oh,
so like on the Pulses, if I mute my Pulse, because there's a physical button that pops out on the Pulse. Like I'm not sure if you can see that.
Yeah, I've had those.
Like, popped out. No, I'm talking. Yeah. I'm talking to them. Yeah. It's like so that's the mute. When you actually mute the headset, the light on the controller will light up to let you know that you're muted. But you can't hit mute on this. It doesn't work. So I'm curious.
Mine works that way. Where you can hit it on the controller and it'll actually mute your headset. That's fucked me up a couple times when I was talking to you.
Interesting. Okay.
I'm like, it's not muted on my headset. What the hell? But it was muted on the controller. So
are you plugged? Is it wireless or is it plugged into the controller?
It's a wireless, actually.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to test that out for you because I actually don't know. I've never. I didn't even think to even try that.
I'm very curious because I would think that would be a really cool feature, like not having to search for it on the headset and just go, and
No, it would be. Yeah, it's like it's a lot easier to find. I think on the Elite anyway, it's right at the tip of the microphone, so it's so easy. You just go boop. And it's
that's
done.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
On this one, I'm like, I know it's on this ear, and I'm like, where is that? And then it's like. It's because it's an actually physical button that kind of that lifts up that I know it's the mute button.
Yeah. No, but I would. It's definitely one of those things though. Like if you wouldn't probably notice the difference, if you don't really, and I don't want to say don't care. Like if you didn't pay that attention. Like I did a lot of like game with the headset, the one I said to Travis, and again I love that. It's probably the second favorite or third favorite headset I've used. But yeah, so it's just really if you want that extra, it does give you that extra oomph all the way around. Oh, and the positional, like Jason said, the positional stuff just sounds fantastic.
Oh yeah, like with the 3D stuff. Nice.
Yeah, it sounds really good.
Yeah, I'll probably look into getting one of those when this thing dies on me, because I usually get these headsets and just drive them into the ground. Like the one I had before this.
It's time, man. Either you buy new ear cups or you're going to have little black flakes all up in your fucking ear canal. It's nasty. Just get a new headset or buy new cups. Let's go.
I'm gonna write it out See how it goes.
With them black flakes in your, I'm gonna come over to your house and I'm gonna
deal with the black flakes, dude. I'm dealing with it.
Like a little monkey
all over your couch.
I got other things. I got other things I need to spend money on right now. I'm trying to be responsible. So
yeah, you got to get that PlayStation Portal.
Not me. No, I don't need that thing.
Actually, aren't they the same price? Or is it the same price here?
The Portal is $200.
Yeah. The headset was $200 here. That's why Canadian prices, right? So
yeah. I guess how much is the Portal in Canada?
Probably like $250 or something around there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, most likely. But yeah, it's crazy how affordable headsets are now with that kind of tech. Like I remember having like a $300 Turtle Beach or something way back in the day.
Right.
And these are better than those ever were. So
like even these for $100 is fantastic.
Oh, those are great. I recommend those to everybody.
Yeah. So
they're awesome.
Good stuff, man. Let's talk some games. What do we got on the docket?
My controller's purple.
Oh, your controller.
My controller's purple. It's a Grimace controller. Blue. Yeah, it does look blue. That kind of sucks. It's a really good purple.
That is really nice.
Is it the same purple?
Yes, it is.
That looks blue too.
Yeah, that looks blue. But
okay.
I'm proud to announce that I moved away from the Xbox Elite controller on my PC because I was getting double inputs on my right bumper. So I'm fuck you.
Boo.
This is the replacement. 8-bit DOE Ultimate
nice,
2.4 wireless with charging stand. It is seriously, you just pop it off and it automatically connects like within a second. And you just drop it in and it starts connecting again. It's good on the PC.
Yeah, link me to that. Yeah, that's hot.
It's currently my favorite controller. I love it very, very much.
Yeah,
very ergonomic.
I'm still using a wired Xbox One controller. So
no, dude!
Oh my god!
Oh no!
So yeah, send me a link to that. I want to check it out.
I will send you. Yeah,
I still use a wired Xbox 360 controller for my PC games whenever I do.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Wow,
it's time, folks.
It is, yeah, for sure.
When I guess I should say when I can't actually use my Stadia controller wirelessly, I use the Xbox One.
To be completely transparent, that 360 controller wired is now sitting in the glove box of my Tesla. So whenever I play like Sonic the Hedgehog, I'm using that controller.
Nice.
I think I've pulled up like the arcade in the car like one time. It's I
played Stardew Valley. You know they're not even full games. You can't. It's like the first 3 stages of Sonic.
Oh, really?
I'm just surprised you're playing Sonic.
I know, right? That and Stardew Valley are the only video game, like real video games. There's like chess and all kinds of.
Is it only Sonic 2?
Stardew Valley was on there.
No, it's Sonic 1. It's Sonic 1. Like, and it's only 3 stages. But why is it 3 stages? Are they trying to get us to? Is it you're trying to entice me to buy the full game? Like, pick up a Sega Genesis. Like. Why do a demo of Sonic the Hedgehog? I don't want to play Sonic the Hedgehog, but I'm mad the full game's not on there.
Because they can say they can do it. That's why.
Yeah.
Just so they can say they can do it.
Ridiculous.
So I will say I think I've gotten my wife to agree to trade hers in. So that's nice.
Wow.
We'll see how that works out. But yeah, games. Let's talk games.
I got a lot of shit.
You do? Well, Jesus Christ.
You've been away for a while. Why don't you start, mister?
I have been away and I've been like so gaming, like gamer ADHD. It's a quick kind of one-off ones here of stuff that I played because I couldn't stick with one thing. I went back to Elden Ring.
What made you go back to Elden Ring? Prepping for
DLC. I need to get ready for the DLC because I rolled over into a New Game Plus the first time I played it, and I didn't have any other characters. So when I found out that when Travis said you have to be at the Mog's Palace to access it, I'm like, fuck. I'm like, so I got 2 options. I start from the beginning or with a new character, or I do New Game Plus and get to that part. And there's no way I was starting a new character because it's way harder if you do that. Like, it's just like you have nothing.
New Game Plus is kind of easy mode.
It's pretty easy, especially depending on your build. I got to Mog's Palace where I stopped the last time I played New Game Plus. I was just after Godric, and I got to beat Mog probably, and it was three sessions of like maybe an hour and a half each. So like maybe 4 hours. I'll say 6 just to be safe. But yeah, it was kind of easy mode. Now, mind you, of course, I use the tiers or whatever.
Game Shark.
The Game Shark Genie. I use that baby. But no, I got up there, so I'm all set to go for June.
Nice.
So that was one of my ADD moments. I did play Unicorn. Oh, you guys already talked about that though, because I have much more to say. I played the demo. I didn't play anything more than what I played of the demo. I didn't play the whole demo because it's like 8 hours. But I played enough to make me want to buy it when it came out. I just put it on the back burner because I was playing other shit.
I'm at the last stage of that game. I hear there's an epilogue too, so I still have more to play, but I'm pretty close to.
How many hours roughly?
Nice. Yeah, I was about to ask that.
Oh, I don't know, boys. 60, 50, 60.
Okay, so it's another long ass game.
It's pretty long. Yeah.
It's pretty bad that when you first said that, I was thinking to myself, that's
pretty
not
good.
too bad. That's not too bad.
That's true.
You know, it's like, we've got so many games that I put like 120 hours into this fucking thing. You know,
putting
now it's
100 hours into Yakuzas and shit like that.
It's like I'm just. Can I just get an RPG that's 40 hours long, please?
Sea of Stars. We got
hours.
it.
Yeah.
Another one was recommended on I guess it went on sale or something on Steam, and then I saw some people on the Twitters recommend this game, and I was like, oh, fuck, I haven't even heard of it. It's called Flynn, Son of Crimson.
Oh, now that's a 2D.
Yeah, this has Chris and Jason written all over it.
No, I played this. It's good.
Flynn,
it's
Son of
Flynn,
Crimson?
Son of Crimson.
Yep.
Okay. It's like you're a
little dragon dude.
God damn it.
Yeah. And you have like a dog. You have like a big dog, and you're like this guy with a sword, and it's like little adventure type thing. It's kind of like pixel art, and I'm really enjoying it. It seems basic at first, like very basic, but then it starts to kind of open up and get more deep with the combat and like all those powers and stuff you can get. It's fun.
Dude, you can ride the fucking dog. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yo, the dog is huge. This is amazing.
Yeah, it's cool. And that turns out it was on Game Pass for a while. It might have even been on PS Plus, but it's not anymore. It came out like, I don't know, Jason, did you play when it came out in like 2020 or something? 2021,
2020. Yeah. I've got it on PC, it looks like. So I played it back then, I think.
I will wishlist this game. This looks pretty neat.
Pretty fun.
Yeah, very cool.
It's got dog combat.
That dog is badass. I want that dog.
He gets big and shit. Oh,
he's bigger than you are. Jesus. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, he's huge. Another one, I haven't seen the Dune movies yet, but for some reason that got me hyped up, and I decided to download all 165,000 whatever gigs of Flight Simulator.
What?
10.
Wait, what?
There's a Dune expansion for that.
Oh,
what? For Microsoft Flight Sim.
I mean,
yeah.
So do you fly into the popcorn bucket? Or
I don't know if you go into the bucket. I'm not sure if I did that, but you fly the ornithopter, and they have a bunch of challenges like take off and doing all these like courses and runs and stuff. And
how do you simulate something that wouldn't actually fly in real life?
They've been doing that for a while. Like they have a warthog one, or not warthog.
Really?
Not warthog. What's the fucking pelican? Pelican from Halo. They have.
Oh, okay.
They have a few like sci-fi based stuff in there.
So how do they do it? Is it the entire planet of Arrakis?
It's I'm not sure it's the whole planet. It is definitely Arrakis. Like it's definitely like they did the world of it, and there's like a bunch of canyons, and it's like deserty and stuff. And
that's awesome.
I did like the tutorials, like how to fly it. And it's like you can go really complicated. Of course, I have a bunch of sliders turned on to make it more arcadey.
Of course,
but it was still hard. Like it's still not easy to fly anything in the fucking game if you don't really know what you're doing. But it was fun. I mean, I liked it. But I got my fix fit, and I was like, okay. Then I had to make room because that's a lot of room for that.
Oh, I'd imagine, yeah.
Yeah, but it's cool. You guys should give it a shot if you're a Dune fan.
Dune flies.
I haven't seen the new movie yet. I do want to see it though.
I saw it a week ago, and it is pretty darn good.
Yeah, I thought the first one was. I thought the first one was good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A little slow, but it started picking up by the end.
Sorry if it sounds like I'm going through these pretty quick, but I don't want to spend too much time on these.
No, you're good, man.
You're doing great, man.
Oh, something I beat from beginning to end. I didn't even know this was even out, and that was the Brothers remake, Brothers Son of Two, Tale of Two Sons game. So good. You guys remember that?
Sure.
It's like a 360 PS3 game from back in the day.
Yeah, it was a dual stick shooter. Yep. I remember that.
Yeah, you played one character on the left stick, the other character on the right stick, and it's playing the game is basically like patting your stomach and rubbing your head at the same time, that sort of deal. And that doesn't really go away. It gets slightly better the more you play it, but it doesn't totally go out of the way. But it's a really good remake. I played the demo of the first one. I know Travis has played the OG one and beat it. And man, that game goes places, and it gets you in the feels in a lot of ways, and takes some twists and turns that you don't really see coming. And it was good. Yeah. Unreal Engine 5 is going to do good things for indie stuff, man, and smaller games, because that game is fucking gorgeous, and it's it's. I'm kind of happy I waited. Yeah, it's technically pretty impressive.
Yeah,
visually, it's like the lighting, like some of the stuff just looks real. And I saw some comparisons after the fact of the first one and this one. I'm like, I don't understand how they made certain. I guess because of the way the story's told in general in that game, but there's some parts in the remake that I was like, how did they do this like 2 generations ago? Like the visual on this, and then you see it, and I'm like, okay, I can kind of see it, but I'm kind of glad I didn't really hold out. It wasn't like I was conscious about waiting for a remake, but I was pleasantly surprised. Totally recommend it to anyone who hasn't played it, and if you have played it. And it's from. I'm sorry to interrupt. That's the developer of like It Takes Two. It Takes Two. Yeah. No Way Out. No Way Out. Yep.
Yeah. So if anyone has been a fan of those games like this, the spirit of what this developer. Well, I forgot what their name is.
I can't remember either.
Is it Hazelight or something like that? I could be wrong. I could be way off. Anyway, but yeah, any of those games are something that people have enjoyed. Yeah, Brothers is something that it's sometimes it may seem hard to go back to like their first big game that got them a lot of recognition. Like I don't know how I think it'll translate well, but I don't know if like Bastion got remade, how well it would be received because of how great Hades was. Like I do feel like it would be a step back, even though I would personally love it. So it's surprising yet very refreshing that Brothers turned out the way it did, seeing how old that game is. So
yeah, it's old. It's definitely, it looks modern. The new one,
right?
Yeah, 360 era, 12, 13 years or something.
Yeah, it's been a minute. And yeah, it's a cool little story, and it's short. Like you can beat it in one sitting. I think it's like 4 hours.
I certainly remember you talking about Brothers when we were, then
back in the day.
Yeah, when we were PS3 360 era. Yeah.
Another
We've
game.
been doing this for 3 generations of video games, gents.
That's insane. Yeah, since the beginning of that generation, pretty much, right? A year into. Yeah.
Yep.
It's a long time. And another one that I wanted to get, I picked up on a whim as well. Saw some people and some videos on it, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. And have you guys heard of Outcast: A New Beginning?
Nope.
At all?
No.
Have you heard of the first one? It came out like 1999.
I remember
that's the first person.
Outcast, yeah.
That's the first person horror game, right?
That's Outlast.
Outlast.
Yes, this is Outcast: A New Beginning. This is a sequel to that came out in 1999.
Oh yeah, I've seen some people talking about this too. Yeah,
it's kind of like Avatar. You're kind of like a Dance with Wolves. You're a human and like this Avatar like planet with these aliens and races and stuff, and you basically have to figure out what's going on because you have your name is Cutter Slade, by the way, which is just awesome.
Wow.
He's an everyman with a heart of gold.
Yeah, brown hair. That's a little
Slade.
spiky.
And about 10 minutes in, it turns into a porn.
And you're trying to figure out what's going on, trying to of course, it's the whole humans are kind of invading their planet, and you're kind of wondering why you're there, why you can speak their language, and if you help them out, they'll help you out. And it's now, don't get me wrong, this is a B-ass game.
I've never fucking seen anything about this. Oh my god,
dude! Neither have I. And then all of a sudden, I saw just a few people talking about it, and I was like, I'm gonna look up some reviews. And reviews are so fucking polar, and not polarizing at 9 or it's
sitting
6. They're
very positive on Steam. So
yeah,
but that's only with 300 reviews.
Yeah, not a lot. Probably, I don't think a lot of people are playing this.
Yeah.
Oh wow! Like the mobility looks really cool.
It's
like
awesome. You have a jetpack. You can glide around. It's
super van that shit. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, as far as I know, there's no invisible walls. Which holy shit! And today, like you would think that moving forward that would be less of a thing, but after all the games we've been playing lately, I feel like that's more of a thing now. Is invisible walls of games, and there's none of that. The voice acting is cool. The characters are fun. They're funny. They're well written for the most part. The main character is kind of like he's a typical guy. He's got like quips here and there. He's whatever, but it's like the world is like if you took Flashback and Avatar and do you guys remember a game called Advent Rising?
Sure.
Yeah. Why does that sound familiar? Yeah.
It was during the Xbox era. It had like a yellow cover. It was supposed to be like this huge trilogy. Tommy Tallarico did like the soundtrack. Anyway, it flopped big time.
Yeah.
But it kind of like the world reminds me a bit of like that with Flashback and all this other stuff mixed together. But it is a video game and a B-ass game at that. Like it's got its issues. Like it's got some kind of like weird jank, like a lot of fading in and out of cutscenes and stuff and some cutscenes like just cutting off sound when it's like transitioning. It's got weird stuff like that.
Yeah.
But so far the minute gameplay has been good. It's typical. Nothing stands out. It's open world. You go do these things to give you more health, give you more powers, give you gun mods. It's a third person shooter, open world shooter. I should say that too. Yeah. Traversal seems pretty cool. I just needed something kind of like lighthearted to kind of, I don't know, cleanse the palate, so to speak, of all this long stuff.
Yeah, the big thing I keep seeing is like just the mobility of things. Like you're just dashing around with the jetpack and everything, and then he's got like he can break out like glide wings and just fly around.
Yeah, he's got like a wingsuit.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Like I might look into this.
I haven't got the wingsuit yet. I think there's a demo. I think I saw someone mention there's a demo on PlayStation on Xbox. So if you, I'm interested to see what the demo is though, because you do start off with almost nothing. You do get some cool stuff right at the beginning, but it does take a bit to get some of the cooler stuff. But and if you don't have that cool stuff, I can't see it selling well in a demo.
I mean, I wouldn't buy it. I probably wouldn't get it at full price, but I'm saying it's like as I got it, but I can't recommend it yet for full price because I haven't played enough. I'm only a few hours in. And then the other one I might as well talk about because I think you guys are done with it a while ago, and that's Final Fantasy Rebirth. I finally started that.
God damn it!
I'm not done with it. I took a break, man. I started it and I was just like, I'm not feeling this right now, and I just kind of had to put it down. So I think I'm not even as far as you are, Geoff. I'm still on chapter 2. I had just gotten to where it opened up the world, and I did a few of the side missions and. It was going okay, and I just didn't feel any drive to keep going. There wasn't anything that really was pushing me to say, I need to go do this next mission. I need to go find this next thing on the map. There was nothing pushing me to do that. So I was like, I don't think I'm ready for this right now. So I just kind of put it aside.
Yeah. I could see that. It took me a while. I'm still not there yet. I could not find the gameplay loop in this. For the first few hours, I did not know what the game kind of wanted me to do, and it doesn't offer you the freedom to kind of choose what you want to do, if that makes sense. Like the traversal and open world isn't awesome. I'll just say that. Like I have 2 areas. I think the riding on the chocobos is not good. I mean, they get caught up on a small rock, and you come down to like stop, and then you have to start up again, and they don't climb everything. There's only certain things they can climb. So it's not that look there, you can go there type thing.
Fine. It's like,
exactly.
It's not really, it doesn't really, at least for me, it wasn't like this.
Yeah,
this makes it did make a big difference, like for speed of movement.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I was noticing that I was getting stuck on things too here and there. And it might just be that I'm not used to it yet.
No, that's you to get stuck on things. Or when you go into water, because they can swim. So once you hit water, they go to a dead stop and then slowly build up their momentum again while they're swimming, which I get it. Water's going to slow you down. But in a video game, that's just not fun. It's like, I want to get there. Like, come on. But I eventually started to figure out the loop. So I think I figured out this game, guys. So stop me if I'm wrong, but you get to an area, you find your chocobo. then you just go and do all the side things that each have their own mini game attached to it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go do the 1 or 2 story missions that have to do with that area. And then you get to a new area and rinse and repeat.
That's so maybe pretty much a third to a half of the game.
Okay. So that's where I am. That's where I'm not in terms of like how far I am, but at least I'm having fun with that loop now. I get it now. I'm like, okay, so I was kind of getting confused. What's a story quest? What's not a story quest? What's a side story mission versus just a side activity, I guess.
Oh yeah.
And there's some side activities that are fun, and some I just can't stand. That Moogle roundup one can go suck a dick.
Those cute little fuckers hitting me with banana peels and shit.
Oh my god,
those stages are good. The first 2 stages, and then after that,
I'm like, do I have to keep doing
I think
this?
I'm on the third one.
It gets worse. What are you talking about?
The final few stages are just
that shit was brutal.
I
did all of them, and oh my god.
How did you not break your controller?
Is a glutton for punishment.
Holy shit.
There are 28 or 29, and that is not hyperbole. There are like 28 or 29 mini games.
Okay.
In this game.
You're going to say I have to do that 28 or 29 times. I was like, oh my god.
Just mini games in general, like different mini games. When you combine the world story missions,
checks out at that point.
Yeah, it's so much, and like it was shocking how many times, even in the middle of a main story mission, it's like, all right, here we go, another mini game, and I'm like, God,
that's the thing. It's really strange, and I don't dislike it. It's just not what I was expecting, and I guess it's I don't know. It's kind of whimsical in a way.
It is, yeah.
It's fun. I like it. I like that there's a variety of them. That's good. I like Queen's Blood. It took me a while to understand what the hell is happening.
Good. It's so good.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to getting more into that because I've only played it a few times. Fort Condor seems okay so far too. I've only done that like 2 or 3 times.
I could not leave Fort Condor.
Does it get bad?
Yep.
even intermission, man. I played like 2 or 3 things of Fort Condor, and I'm like, I am done with this, man. I do not want to do this anymore.
Does it just get really shitty, or just like
it can?
I don't understand.
Slow. It's Clash of Clans, kind of, sort of, but. Yeah, it can get kind of shitty, and you just have to have the right loadout, I guess. And if you don't have it, like
or a good guide,
it's a super fucking
slog. Or a good guide. There you go.
Yeah.
Because you go for like 2-3 minutes or something like that, and you're fucking you're Fort Condoring your heart out, and you die in the last 3 seconds, and it's like, like you've killed 2 of their towers on the right side, and you're working on the middle one. But if you don't beat it in time, you're it's toast. It's, oh God damn it.
Yeah, it's brutal. And I would much prefer them like cut that down by half and just make sure the quality is there in every single.
Does it make you destroy all the towers now? So you have to destroy all the towers?
No, you have to get the goal tower is still what you want to do, and destroying the subsequent towers will make it easier for you. But
sure. But it's not timed anymore?
It's definitely timed.
No, it's timed. Yeah. I came close to it. I haven't lost yet, but I've only done 2. That's why probably I don't mind it.
But you have to destroy the tower in the time limit?
Yeah.
Okay, because that's not how it was in intermission.
Oh, really?
No, intermission was like at the end of time, whoever had more life on their towers won. It's not like that? Oh, fuck, man. No, it's even less of a draw now, man. You can keep that shit,
unless you beat that final middle tower, it's game over. Game over.
You can keep it. I don't need that shit.
What do you guys think of the frog one?
Not that.
That's the one I just got to.
Yeah, I skipped those in the little Coliseum or whatever.
I'm gonna tell you the one thing. If there's one thing out of the entire game that I hated absolutely the most, and it is probably the only thing in the game that I could say I downright hate. Like, I don't hate the Moogle levels; they were just a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
There was a section where in the game all the time, like you get a really great. You got your squad all decked out, loaded out, and then they force you into a situation where you have to play as another party. That's fine, good and well, but there's a section of the game where you have to play as Kate Sith, just Kate Sith, and it is the worst moment in the entire game.
I was thinking about that earlier. I could see where it's polarizing. I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was kind of fun throwing the boxes around and shit. His
fun.
combat's fun, but his
he's not good. He's just not very
his level, as it were. I actually had a pretty good time with it. But,
okay, wow. Okay.
But that's just differing opinion. I don't blame you for hating it.
I'm glad you liked it. I can too see how people can really enjoy it. I was just like, get me out of this as fast as possible.
No,
it was probably the first time I died in the game too. I was like, what the hell? Like, what is going on here? So yeah, it was. I can see how it's polarizing as well.
Yeah.
I'm coming around. Like I started off being like kind of like on the same boat as Chris. Like I was like, do I just forget this and do Unicorn Overload now, or do I even try Persona? And then I was like, no, you know what? It's got to be Final Fantasy now. I've already started, and it's coming around on me. I'm starting to understand the loop. Combat, I might reach out to one of you guys for tips on combat.
Can I talk to you about the enemy skill materia?
Oh yes,
yeah. Okay. I've seen a lot of stuff about that.
Yes.
Like, you definitely have to get that one.
So get that one.
Use like Pulse Blast or something like that. Changed everything for me. It
huge.
Which enemy has that?
There's
the second one.
It's the second one.
It's the second one in the list. It is so easy
Discharge
to get.
Or something.
Yeah.
Oh no, I mean, is the enemy one the one where you have to like? It's like Final Fantasy VIII where you take it. Oh, so it's in the challenges.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
You get it from
it's
Chadley.
super easy.
Okay.
So you've got that power, and then you spec out for like active time battle, like ATB pulses, right?
Mm-hmm.
And every pulse that hits, a new fucking like Nova goes off. So it's just like you're just slashing away, and all of a sudden
I can send you a video.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
There's like a video about like exploding Yuffie and how she just is just unstoppable.
There is an argument that the Yuffie build is better than Cloud.
No.
There is an argument out there. I like the Cloud build better, but it's epic, Geoff. Every time you fill an ATB gauge, you get an AOE damage.
I'll check that out.
It is a game changer.
And it slows down and it gives weight to combat. It's it's so good.
Yeah, I wasn't having super trouble with the combat.
Make sure you're using
I wasn't
shortcuts
getting it
too. Like, it makes it more of an action oriented game.
I haven't been really doing that.
That changes a lot.
It helps.
I play with the classic mode, but with classic mode you can also just play the regular one. It just lets you if you touch the stick and the buttons. So I'm like, that's just what I've been rolling with, and I put it to easy because I'm like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go through the game. That's kind of what I did with the first one. I'm like, I just want to kind of experience the story. But then I found on easy you don't get to do the cool shit because you kill everything too quickly. Yep. So I was like, okay, so I put it back up to normal. But then I found like, again, I'm not dying over and over anything, but I feel like I'm just not doing the combat right. Like, I'm trying to stagger them, and then I got Aerith in the back, but she builds up meters so slow, it seems, even when I'm using her. So then I'm like, well, by the time I stagger the enemies, I have no ATB bars, and then I'm like, well, no, I'm just gonna fucking I don't know, headbutt these guys, or like, you know, kick
you got to use some synergies because they don't use ATB.
And again, that's another thing. The synergy is like, I don't understand. Like, I know you have to build up the bars and stuff, like, but what gives them that bar? Is
every
it just
action.
Attacking? No, every action builds up that bar.
If you look at the abilities, it'll actually show you how many bars it gives you.
Okay.
Like, each ability, like if you highlight, if you're not using the shortcuts and you bring up the menu, when you highlight an ability, down in the bottom left corner, it'll show you what the attributes of that ability are. It'll include like the amount of bars it'll give you, and there's a couple of other things that, and like if there's stat effects and stuff like that. So
gotcha. I'll have to take a look at that, because I was pulling off synergies, but I was just kind of like, I would just pop the menu over and say, oh, I can use the synergy, I'm going to use it. Oh, I can use a summon now, I'm going to use it. And then I'm like, oh, I want this summon to do its cool thing, so I'm just going to like not attack for a bit, because I want it to run out of whatever. And then I'm like, I don't think I'm doing this right. But
you're not.
Yeah,
but I get it. Like, I was that way for a while, and I put it down to easy until I like figured out some of the mechanics, and then I bumped it back up to normal.
And I think that's what I need to do too, because there's so much, and every character plays differently, and you have to play every character, you know, pretty much. So I think that's when I move back to it, I'm going to have to probably just move it down to easy and deal with it, because, you know, I know it's going to be a situation where I'm going to blow through everything, but I need to figure out those mechanics, because
it makes
without the mechanics,
so much more fun. Yeah,
and that's the thing. Without those mechanics, it's not as much fun.
Not that fun. Yeah.
And that's the part that's really getting me.
You can bang your head against it and brute force it on easy and probably not have that much fun, but you'll get through the game, sure. But it's up to you to kind of derive your own fun out of it.
All right, I'll take that. I'll try to do some of that. Look up that pulse thing and see.
It's so
see what I
worth
could
it.
do.
Yeah,
But I'm
I'll
happy
send you the video for Yuffie.
Yeah, I'm happy I have the I just met Luffy and Yuffie in my game too. Actually, I'm just after that. But yeah, I'm enjoying it now. So I'm actually like looking forward to playing it. Where the first few hours I definitely was not. I was more like, if I don't get the hang of this, but I'm glad I'm warming up to it, and I'm enjoying it so far.
Yeah,
it's pretty good. That's it. That's pretty much it, guys.
Damn.
Woo! All right, that's a show.
Jesus Christ!
All right. What else we got? Travis, how about you? What do you got?
We can follow up on some of that Dragon's Dogmas.
Should we? Right. Yeah, we should. We should.
Yeah, we definitely should. Jason, so I kicked off last week's show. Jason, where are you at? Because I am further than you.
You said you beat the game, correct? Like your first playthrough is done.
My first playthrough is done.
There's
and
certainly
I'm about
subsequent playthroughs coming.
There is a reason for subsequent playthroughs, and it intertwines with how and what in-game is, and it is very different from the first game, and I'm here for it. I think you're expected to fail, and they want you to restart the game and get stronger and stronger. I like this loop. I like where they're going. I didn't think I was going to turn around and just play through this game all over again, but nothing's really changed. Like, they don't do the Starfield thing where like there's different changes or anything weird like that. It's just playing through the game, but I am discovering more. I'm doing things differently than I did last playthrough. I'm a little bit more focused on like looking through nooks and crannies, going through caves. I didn't do that much. I was just focusing on side stories, like side missions and then the main story.
So you're still getting a little bit of newness out of that second playthrough.
I'm getting a ton of newness. I'm seeing tons of things.
I've heard that like there isn't a ton that's new in a New Game Plus. So the more that you kind of skip in that first playthrough, it helps in the second.
There's more to discover for sure.
Just kind of mainline the first one, which is the exact opposite of what I've been doing.
Right. And I think as you get stronger, and stronger, and you're expected to do even more subsequent playthroughs of the story, I can find those playthroughs getting considerably shorter as you get because the New Game Pluses don't increase the difficulty.
Yeah, the difficulty, right.
So you are just getting stronger, and as you go through playthrough 3, playthrough 4, you are just bulldozing at a certain point because the level cap is 999 in this game.
Yeah, so, I'm at 30.
Wow, really?
Yeah, it's pretty extreme. I'm at 55 or 56 is where I'm at right now.
Is that what it is in Elden Ring too, actually?
I'm not sure. I don't remember. It could be 999. But I can't confirm that. I had a bunch of issues with a lack of quality of life. Yep. I don't know, and that was last week, but this week I don't know if it's Stockholm Syndrome or this game truly is Game of the Year, because I kind of see where and why a lot of these quality of life things are not there. I really enjoy it, and you are able to earn your quality of life as you go on more and more. I have way more of my teleport stones that I can use to fast travel. My warp crystals. I have plenty of warp crystals without having to buy any. So I have, I think every town except for one, I have a port crystal there. So that's going to help my end game a lot better, because this next end game, I am going to try to beat it. I have a build set up. I just finished my build today. My build is so new, it's set up, and I haven't even had a chance to mess with it yet. But it's going to help me in my end game, because it's a pretty intense, pretty intense activity. What they have to do, it's high stress, timed. And
see.
it's not super aggressive. It's more like 10 in-game days to do.
I know, but still,
I would say 5 or 6 things.
Oh, I hate time sequences.
Are you trying to get rid of the STD, or did you want your pawns contracted?
That is kind of easy to get past. I was a little bit worried about that kind of affecting my game and then making me throw my controller.
Once and it was fine. But
I saw a really funny video online of one guy tossing his pawns off into the water.
That's what
and then
you
the
gotta
last
do.
one's like, yeet, I'm out of here. Just starts taking off, running away because he knew he was going to throw him off. I'm like, that's fucking hilarious. That's really funny.
I saw a video of someone that took to pick up their pawn and like threw them across a chasm, and then the pawn like extended a bridge for them.
Oh yeah,
it's like that's one way to do it.
That works.
But yeah, so go ahead.
There's a lot of just like organic moments like that where you can throw your pawn across chasm. They will levitate to the next thing and open up chest or whatever. Yeah, there's a lot of cool shit.
Let me paint a picture of something that happened in my second playthrough and not in my first playthrough, because what Jason said is absolutely right. And I think that is what is part about embracing the lack of quality of life and playing the game the way the game is trying to get you to play.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah. And I do too. And it's pretty great. So the story is, I've probably been attacked by a griffin 7 or 8 times.
Yep.
And I play as a thief, so mainly I'm jumping on the back of the of the giant enemy and stabbing their faces. Just stabbing their face. They're so OP, man. They're so overpowered. It's insane. So the thief is just like jumping and stabbing. Well, I know that the griffin can like fly off.
Yep.
And then like leave the battle if you're on top of it. Yeah. And that happened. And that's happened before. And I would lose my grip and I would fall over.
Yep. Eventually.
Well, I found out that I could remove my grip and still stand on the griffin.
You can stand on the head. Yeah.
Yeah. You can stand on it and then regain your stamina to where you have enough stamina. And he takes you across the map to his nest with a whole bunch of super rare items, including another port crystal I didn't have to spend real money on.
Nice.
And it was like, holy crap, he took me to his huge ass nest and there's all these items. I had to finish the fight myself. It was, my pawns did show up there. But it was just,
how the hell did your pawn get there?
It's video games.
Magical. It's magical. Like if you would have fallen off that griffin, there's a good chance that your pawn would have been directly underneath you on the ground to catch you.
Yeah, they can catch you. It's so fun.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's so good. But these little organic discoveries that I missed so many of in my first playthrough, and it made my second playthrough even more interesting, even though I'm just immediately going through the same content I just played. I would even argue my second playthrough is more fun and more enjoyable than my first. So yeah, it's pretty great. For sure, my favorite game of the year right now. I dig what they're doing. I love this game. I will sign off my thoughts with a little PSA. So this game is all about immersion. It's all about the journey. It's not about the destination. It's about getting into. It's about being in the head of your group. It's about being in the middle of a long, grueling, tiring journey.
It's
so
about
one of the things,
dapping your pawns and shit. Yeah,
I love the dapping, the high fives. So one of the things that I did that changed the game for me and made things a lot better, especially made me enjoy my second playthrough a lot more. One thing that I was a little bit underwhelmed in this game with is the music. I think the music is fine. It doesn't do it. There's not like one tune in the entire game where I'm like, okay, that's my jam. When that song kicks off, like this is my jam.
There's a reason why they give you the option to switch to the music from the first game.
They do that?
They do that. And it's part of the deluxe edition. Yeah, you can switch to the original music and sound effects.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's insane. So anyway, I don't have that availability and I didn't see that, but I turned my music off.
Oh, okay.
And now the game is just me, my pawns, and ambient noise. And it changed immersion for me. like now I look forward to the long treks. Like whenever like, oh crap, I have to get this location up like 4 levels, set it to nighttime and just take the longest road I can and just earn points. And it's like, I love nighttime now. Nighttime is where I get all the work done, man.
Shit.
Whenever I need to level up,
Skeletons
it's nighttime.
And licks and God.
Yeah, it's good experience, man. It's good stuff.
I suppose, yeah.
But yeah, it's terrific. I think 60 hours to beat the first playthrough. I'm 80% done with the second playthrough, and I've only been playing for about 20 hours. So I've almost cut the time. We'll have cut down the time to about a fourth.
Okay.
Of the original. No. It'll be half. Yeah, I'll cut it down to half.
Okay.
Probably. So
my playthrough has been completely fucking different. In that I have been Burger King the shit. In that I am having it my own fucking way.
Hell yeah.
Travis mentioned a bunch of quality of life, things that are missing from this game that are very, very frustrating, and I think lend to some negative connotations to this game. I am modding the fuck out of this game on PC.
Nice.
And I have added this super cheat thing that allows me to just buy as many fucking fairy stones
That's awesome.
as I want. Because you know what? Fast travel should be free. God damn it.
Thank you, modding community.
They fixed that fucking game. There are so many things that seriously, I played for like a number of hours vanilla, and there were a number of things that I was just like, I get it, but this is going to be fucking annoying after a while.
Fairy stones are tough,
and it fixes a lot of that stuff. Like it's not giving me like infinite, hit points or stamina or anything like that. But you know what? It's giving me the items that I think cut down on a lot of the time. So
it's a game. I like a game that respects your time.
Yes, and traditionally, like
that was one of the things that we mentioned earlier.
Respect your time,
and that pushed me away from it. That's like I'm not messing with that, man.
It's hard to recommend because
it is.
There are so many instances in which you are frustrated with time management.
All set to buy it, man. And then I listened to you guys last week to that segment, and I was like, fuck, I expected you guys to kind of like be gushing. And I'm glad it didn't go that way, because I was looking for people who weren't gushing about it, because people get like high on a new game. That's just kind of what happens. You want to like it. So I want to hear like some like, some things that I probably wouldn't like. And I was so close to buying the game. I listened to you guys and a couple other people, and then I was still going to buy it, and then I finally said, fuck it. I can't remember what someone said. It was something to do with like the inventory or something, and I was like, it was just like a straw. Yeah, I'm like, you know what? Like that's all these games are now, and I'm like, I can't do this right now. I'll maybe later. Yeah, and that's what made me get Outcast, because I want something light.
To bring it back to what Travis said, this game is extremely immersive. And when you're having these like really organic moments in this immersive, fantasy universe that's very well designed, that's when the game is at its peak. And it does that shit very, very well. When you're like going through sprawling fucking caverns or caves, and you fight all these goblins in this fucking like cramped space and whatever, and
ride a griffin across the map.
Yeah, you come back out and it's nighttime, and you don't have enough fucking oil in your lantern, and you're just like prodding through the fucking map, going, "Oh my god, please give me a campfire where I can save the fucking game and light everything up." That's when the game shines, and there's tons of moments like that, and I don't want to discount those moments, and I don't want to lose those moments. But I am cheating a little bit to get rid of some of the other bullshit.
So I can make an argument to defend you, Jason. I can make the argument that I have not run out of fairy crystals. I haven't run out of fairy crystals in tens and tens of hours. I have not had 0 fairy crystals in tens of hours, because I have a system now that every time I go into a new town, I go and buy my one crystal that's available, because I probably use the crystal to get there. So that kind of like crosses, like it evens out my nullifies my original one. So I'm not losing as many.
You're right.
But that being said, I essentially have infinite fast travel because I have the money to buy it every time I go into a new town, so I can make sure that I never run out. So at that point, you can make the argument, if I've never run out, what is this inventory for anyway? Make it open, make it free. I see why they don't do it though, because they don't want it to be a fast travel game, because then you lose the moment to moment, walking through the woods and stuff like that. So
I get that. I get that.
But I would like a little bit of freedom on fast travel, because sometimes I'll have like 5 or 6 and I don't like going below 5. And then I'll be like, okay, maybe I'll walk in between these two towns. It's not that bad of a walk.
Right.
When I would much rather like the fast travel. So I agree. I think the game would be better with open fast travel. Like I don't
consider
I
don't consider increased quality of life cheating. I'll be honest with you. I don't think it's saying, hey, this is something that should have been there in the first place.
They do something in between the first region and the second region. They do something where, because you have your ox carts that you can travel freely, you have your fast travel that you can travel freely with. But in between going into the first stage, from the first stage to the second stage, they make you take the walk. They make you make that trek, because you go to the ox station, like, I'm going to take the ox cart over to this next place. No, they're closed. They're not available right now. And it tells you right there, you have to make that walk. So there's still moments where like you have to do the long walk, but then once you do it one time, it's the fast travel is unlocked for you. Okay. So they do that a few times in the game.
But the fast travel is kind of not one way, but it's between like two different points, and that's it. Like you can't take point A to point D. You can only go from A to B, and then B to C, C to D, whatever. So it can be frustrating that way, because so you go from A to B, and then you got to wait till the morning again. Go from B to C, take another tavern or another inn rest. Switch to A.
All that waiting's easy.
It's easy, but it's not fun. I would just much rather just like throw a fucking thing in the air and teleport there. That's my Burger King story.
Whopper.
Man, play games the way you want to. Yeah, that. Man.
I got that Game Shark on Dragon's Dogma too, and I'm having a fucking blast with it. Like I'm really enjoying it.
Good.
Again, thank you, modding community.
Yeah, seriously,
that's awesome.
I have nipples on my Sphinx now. That's what the modding community has done for me.
Modding community, you're doing the Lord's work over there.
Nipples on the Sphinx.
That's a job well done.
It's such an oversight. Why would you not put nipples on the Sphinx? There's big jubbly boobies right in front of you. Put a nipple on it.
Speaking of boobs, I'm going to tell you something. Gamers,
well played.
Gamers continue to disappoint me. On the topic of boobs. So I changed my pawn's outfit, my pawn's female, and I changed her outfit to something more skimpier. Okay. And now she can't stay out of people's parties.
It's weird.
I was getting no play. I was getting
You take their pants off and strip them down, they get hired.
They're hired.
Yep.
It's insane.
It's true.
Oh my God.
That makes total sense. I hate to say it. But
I mean, that tracks. That checks out.
That tracks.
Oh, dude,
so sad.
My God. My pawn is the hottest bitch in the rift, dude. She is. But that's Dragon Dogma, man. I really dig it. And I'm telling you, Jason,
I can talk for 2 more hours about this.
Please finish it.
Yes.
Please finish it.
I finally started the Trek to Batal, which is the Cat Kingdom or whatever, the second kingdom. I finally did that right before the show. I was fucking around 40 hours, and I'm just like walking around doing shit. It was great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Now I'm finally progressing the story. So
cool. Good stuff.
Cool. Good stuff. What else?
That's all I'm playing.
Sphinx nipples.
Did you have anything else?
Sphinx nipples.
Sphinx nipples. All right, let's see. I've had plenty of Helldivers.
Oh yeah,
that's all of the Helldivers. We definitely need to get together and have another InDis night.
Absolutely, please, Travis. I will buy it for you. I'm not kidding.
Well, Glenn has it. We don't need Travis.
Whoa! Whoa! Shots fired. Okay,
I'm playing it.
I mean, you know, but yeah, still having a ton of fun with that. I did pick up a couple of new things that I've been messing around with. So Limited Run did a run of the original Shantae, the old Game Boy Color game. So I got that in the mail and started playing it, and it is hard to go back to those games. It is pretty rough, especially with you know, quality of life, like checkpointing. Yeah. But in reality, that's something that I need to get used to, realizing that they've added stuff that makes that easier. So like checkpoints are awful. Like I was at a save point, and then there's this long trek to this dungeon. And I was
things haven't changed since then, Chris.
Yeah.
Long trek to this dungeon, and I was in the dungeon, and I ended up dying. It brought me all the way back to the town checkpoint. But the game, it's like the and
then you got Dragon's Plague and fucking killed everybody in the city.
That's right.
Jesus Christ.
The game itself, they have the you know, it's emulated essentially. So they have an overlay emulation menu, and you can do save states and stuff like that. So I just gotta remember that shit's there. And I think that'll go a little bit easier for me. But yeah, it's weird. I kind of went backwards with the Shantae games. The first one that I played was
Pirate's Curse, right?
No, the first one I played was actually not the most recent one, the one before, Half Genie Hero. Half Genie Hero was the first one I played. Yeah. So then after Half Genie Hero, I actually went back to Pirate's Curse and Risky's Revenge, and I enjoyed both of those. Those were both, I think one was, I don't remember what they were out on, to be honest with you. It was a DS, maybe? I don't remember. But then the Seven Sirens came out, and I played through that, and that was great. So I went back and got the original Shantae, and it's hard to go back to that one, but I will make my way through it. I will. But I also picked up Princess Peach's Showtime. Because why not? Yeah. Why not?
Yeah,
it's a fun little game. You know, I enjoyed the demo. The demo gave you a little taste of a couple of her transformations. Like you got to do swords. What do they call it? I think it's not swordsman. It's
swordswoman.
Maybe they do say swordsman. I don't know. But yeah, her with a sword, and she's a badass with the sword. And then they also in the demo they also give you like pastry chef Peach, which was essentially just a bunch of mini games, and I was kind of meh on that one. But now that I have the full game, I got to also use Ninja Peach, and I got to use Cowgirl Peach, and my favorite so far is definitely Swordsman and Ninja. Those two are really fun. The Ninja one is all about stealth, and like she can crawl through the grass, and she holds up like little grass cardboard cutouts, you know, to kind of block where she's at.
Nice.
And if you can she can kind of move up against a wall and put her back against the wall, and she lowers this this drape where it goes stealth for her. So it's pretty cool.
Nice.
Is my camera twitching?
Yeah,
is it coming through okay? Okay.
You're good though. The voice is okay, so you're fine.
But yeah, so the way it works is you're in a theater, right? So everything is taking place on stage in a theater. So everything's a prop or a set or something like that. Like there's a spotlight on her the whole time, so that's really interesting. The way they change sets is really cool. Like there's one particular scene where we've all seen like secret doors in like houses and things like that where the whole door spins around. Well, this one, she like stands up against the wall and the whole set spins around, so it flips the set on you. Like everything, like I said, everything was a prop. Like when you're the first cowgirl stage, she's riding a horse and the horse has like lines that are like using the puppetry to gallop. Just really cool stylistic decisions that they made that I think is pretty cool. And then it's separated into floors. So the first floor, there's 4 stages, and it's the 4 that I mentioned to you. And after you beat those 4, it opens up a door in the center of the floor, and you go through and you fight a boss. And then once you fight that boss, it opens up the next floor and you can continue. So I haven't gotten further than that. I just essentially beat that boss right before we did the show. We started the show. And I went and looked at the second floor, and the second floor has another swords play one, and then it's got detective, and then trying to remember what the other ice skating, which is interesting. I have to see how that is. And then there's another one, and I don't know what it is yet. I'm not sure. Are they
like arena type things, or are they like levels? Like, is it?
No, it's like it's almost like a play. It's a level, right? But it takes place on the stage. So Peach she gets on stage and she's interacting with others on the stage, and then you go through a couple minutes of the stage as Princess Peach. And then you get the transformation, and you start down the completion of the stage in her transformed form.
This sounds like Rebirth.
When you say it's a stage, is it just like one static stage, or are you still walking from left to right?
It's a theater stage.
Yeah, that's what.
Like everything is taking place on a theater stage.
You're a solid, unmoving stage, and you can only go up stage right, down stage left. You can only go there, or is it like a Mario game where you walk from left to right?
Yes.
Technically Mario 2 or 3 is a play, right? That's why. Sorry, that's what I meant by arena. Like, are you contained on the stage, or is it like a scrolling?
Yeah, I was kind of confused too when you were talking about a stage. Yeah,
that's what
it's dress setting. It's all it is.
So the story itself takes place in a theater. She goes to see a play.
Yes,
but it's level based over. So it is level based, yes, yeah. It's side scrolling, but it's also in and out. It's 3D as well.
Gotcha.
And actually, that's one of the things I don't like about it, because the camera angle is very much 2D side scrolling, but you can go in and out of the screen essentially, and it makes things hard to navigate when you're actually when you're working on the
like
Z-axis.
In their lane. Yeah.
So when you actually have to navigate the Z-axis, it's a little weird, because it's hard to judge where you're at. So that's something I'm still navigating, but I'm still really early in the game. I'm only like an hour into it at most. But it's apparently a pretty quick burn, and it's like 8 hours they said, or something like that, I think. But so far I'm having a lot of fun. This is something that I'm going to play through, and then I'm going to hand it to my kids, and I'm going to say, enjoy. Especially my daughter. My daughter will love this game.
Yeah.
So
cool.
That's cool.
But I might see if once I finish it, maybe I'll try and throw together another 60-second review or something.
There we go.
Do it.
What costume do you think your daughter would like?
My daughter, which costume would my daughter like the most? Let me see. I haven't seen them all yet, so I'm not sure, but
based on what you've seen.
Probably the sword. Probably the sword play.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, so far.
With the feather and the cap and stuff, and like Three Musketeers sword play? Yeah, okay.
Essentially, yeah. She's got a rapier, so.
Yep.
But yeah, it's fun.
Good shit.
I like it. But that's pretty much it for me, unless we want to talk about Helldivers some more. We talked a lot about Helldivers.
Still playing that.
My son came home today and said, we need to play Helldivers. And I'm like, okay, man, no problem. He's like, soon. And I'm like, okay, man, I'm ready whenever. He's like, later tonight. I'm like, yes.
or else.
Yep. So we played some, Helldivers. Oh,
good stuff, man.
It's
I actually
such a bonding
told
experience. Jesus Christ.
I told my son about it, and I think we're going to try and figure out a way to do it.
Oh, God.
Like, I really don't want to play with him.
Have him or you shoot one another in the face with a grenade launcher. It's a bonding experience. It's a rite of passage. It's great.
They fixed all the lightning bullshit, so the lightning stuff works now.
The arc stuff,
yeah, all the arc stuff works now. So
nice.
I'm excited about that because I had just gotten the new arc weapon, and when all that shit started happening. So, but yeah, good shit. Cool. That's it for me. So let's pass it back over to Geoff. Let's talk some news, Geoff.
Hey, news is going to be really fast. There's not much to talk about.
Okay.
Some stuff happened a couple weeks ago, but I'm sure if you guys didn't talk about it, it's too late now.
We did not talk about it. I don't think we did news the past 2 weeks. So
there's some Larian stuff that happened. I'm not sure if they're not making. Did you guys talk about that last week?
Yep.
Oh, okay, you did talk about that last week. Okay,
yeah, we did talk about that.
Okay, well then, other than that, there's this is something that happened. Take-Two purchased Gearbox. I know what you might be thinking. Didn't Take-Two already own Gearbox?
They just published,
They just published their games. They're owned by Embracer Group, so they sold them off to Take-Two, which makes sense because they did publish most of their stuff.
Yep.
And some Borderlands stuff is confirmed to be in the works.
Embracer has their grubby mitts and
grubby mitts on everything. Yeah, you know what? I'm glad at least they're willing to sell off some of these because some of these developers need to be saved.
Too, like a hell of a loss.
They made a huge loss off of the KOTOR purchase. They bought KOTOR for 400 million and sold it off for like 100 and something. I don't know what they were doing.
Oh, really? Wow.
They must have another deal looped in where they took a hit on that, but it's a better deal and another.
I want to say they paid like $1.5 billion for Gearbox, and then got like almost 500 million back.
Yeah. Well, they were supposed to get that huge investment from was it United Arab Emirates or something like that?
Saudi Arabia, dog.
Saudi Arabia, and they were like,
Crown Prince.
Billions and billion. They bailed, so they were like, fuck. So they were riding on that. And you know what? Fuck them. They shouldn't have. They were just closing down people left and right. I'd rather them sell to someone who will, keep the studios open. So I'm all for that.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah. The other thing is there was an Xbox digital leaked, and that's coming out in the summer. It's a Series X digital only. It's all white, typical. Like, it's not a refresh, not a Pro or anything like that.
Yeah,
a digital Series X.
It's literally just a digital Series X. It's white with no drive. It looks just like the black one. It's just white.
And I bet they sell it for less than PlayStation's digital.
It's supposed. Well, they didn't. The price didn't leak, but it did say it's going to be less than $4.99. So whatever that is, I'm not sure what that is. There
isn't this. Oh, okay. $4.99 for you is probably
no $4.89 for you guys. I think.
Okay. So that's how much the Series X is, right? 500.
I think so. So it's got to be less than that. I mean, why make it digital if they're not going to make it cheaper? Yeah. So
got that white tax.
So yeah, that's a thing that's coming up. But that's
Geoff, did you mention that Borderlands 4 was reported to be in active development?
I said there's Borderlands stuff in active development.
Gotcha.
Did they actually say it was 4? Yeah, I know they did say Borderlands stuff, which is not surprising, but that's
a couple of Games Radar, Game Rant, they're confirming it's Borderlands 4. But yeah.
Gotcha. I figure. I mean, that's really the only good thing Gearbox really does. Like they've had a bunch of stinkers lately. So, outside of that, what they have? They had Aliens, Colonial Marines.
So good.
They had
Borderlands 3 was a little subpar compared to.
I didn't play 3.
It was fine. It was good. It just Borderlands 2 was the pinnacle for sure.
Yeah, what was that game they had that came out at the same time as Overwatch and just got destroyed? It was like another hero, like shooter type thing.
I remember because in the very beginning, like you started off, you were walking on the side of a building, like you were walking on the side. Oh, what was that game? I
can't remember. I remember it was like this thing, and then Overwatch came out and just stole its thunder. It just was dead on arrival.
That game. I'm thinking of something different. Okay,
yeah. I don't know what the other one is. But yeah, but good for them. glad they're in better hands.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's it, though. That's anything that's really worth talking about.
Okay.
That we'd care about.
Okay. Good deal. Cool. That's a show then, I think.
Hey.
I think
Anything else before we wrap up and get out of here?
I want to say that Jason made a So I Married an Axe Murderer reference, and I really appreciated it. That was like early, like 20 minutes ago.
Well, man.
And I just want him to know that I appreciate it.
Thank you. Whoa, man.
Look at the size of that boy's head.
Oh, man. We
It's
made
like an
love,
arm
not
dog.
sex. Okay. All right.
Huge pillow. Those are the only ones I know.
Well, with that, thank you guys for listening. Hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, please tell a few friends about us. Like, comment, and subscribe. All of those things help us a lot, and we would super appreciate it. Check out our link tree at interactivedistractions.com. From there, you can get to Discord. Come hang out with us. We'd love to talk to you. You can also check out our Patreon if you are interested in helping us out. You can also check us out on Twitter. We are InDis Chris, Travis Baum, Unistrike, and InDis Geoff.
Geoff.
Yeah.
Geoff.
But until next time, my name's Chris.
I'm Travis.
I'm Jason.
And I'm Geoff.
Play your games, and we'll talk to you next time.